Alright, hello everybody. I am your host, Spicy from ZARPgaming.com. Today I'll be reading you the ZARP SSRP rules. Starting off, requesting help. When you encounter an issue in game, your first course of action should be to contact a staff member. You can do this so by pressing F1 to access the report center. Here you should give a short description of the problem you're having. Once you've made the report, a staff member will come to assist you as soon as possible. Number 2. Staff's word is final. If you have any issues with a verdict or a punishment given out by a staff member, you need to accept it and then speak to a higher up staff member about it. You may also appeal your punishment or report the staff member in question on the forums if you feel like there was any misconduct. Administrator area. You may not in the administrator area. This means trades may not take place other than for booster pack or VIP. Stealing or doing hits is also prohibited, but may be excluded during events. Loopholing is a large one. The rules are in place in order to ensure a fun and safe environment on the servers, as much are not. Wait, what the fuck? And as such are not here for anyone to. I can't say that word. Fuck off. Or attempt to loophole, scrutinize, or attempt to loophole. The staff have the final word on the rules. If you feel like a staff member is abusing you, you may submit a report against them. Scamming, okay. Okay, here we go, boys. Scamming. This is a very dangerous one and result in a permanent ban. Scamming is the act of stealing money, items, or ZARP VIP booster packs from another player through deception or trickery. It is strictly prohibited under the rules and can be punishable by our administration team. Scamming has been a long issue on ZARP, and there are a wide range of scams that range from the obvious to in-depth and complex. Nearly all scams involve tricking the victim one way or another, although sometimes scammers will exploit the trade system or other game features or bugs in order to steal another player's items. Gambling games are not considered scamming though. If you're not willing to lose your money such items, do not participate in the act of gambling. It is not considered a scam unless money or items are lost or received, except in the case of agreed upon coin flips or dice rolls. Administrators must have evidence. Goddamn, hold on, let me move Hiko in here.
User was moved to your
Welcome,
channel.
Hiko did not say anything. I am reading them right now. Administrator must have evidence before punishing players for scamming. If you're unsure, ask a community team member to investigate the logs. How to avoid scams. If a trade or deal seems good to be true, it's most likely a scam. Shut up, Hiko, please. If the other player is requiring you to give them a valuable item, saying that they will give you other items back in another trade, it's likely a scam. For every rare or expensive item that you're not willing to lose, do not drop them or gamble them at any point. Keep your account information secure. Only ever enter your ZARP account details on www.zarpgaming.com. And a member of ZARP staff member will never ask you for your password. Always check the trade menu carefully before you press the confirm trade button. Never give out more that you're willing to lose. Now, we're going to 1.0. These are known as the general conduct rules. Let's begin. So first of all, we have 1.1. Discrimination. Discrimination in any form. Racism, sexism, prejudicial marks, xenophobia is strictly prohibited on our servers. 1.2. Disrespect. We expect all users on the servers to conduct themselves respectfully and politely at all times. 1.3. Spamming. Spamming is not allowed on our servers. Do not repeat messages, not repeatedly, within a short amount of time. This applies to both text and voice chat. Music may only be played by radio managers. Spamming your camera is not allowed. Promotion of non-ZARP services. Promotion or competing communities or services is not allowed on our servers. Client-side modification and hacking. Any form of hacking, scripting, cheating, or malicious client modification is not allowed on our servers. 1.6. Avoiding punishment. When being addressed by a staff member out of character, do not disconnect without their permission. Do not attempt to evade your punishment by creating a new account or rejoining the servers. 1.7. Exploiting. Purposely abusing unintentional game or server features is prohibited. 1.8. Sale of in-game items. Other than for VIP and booster packs, the sale or trade of in-game items or currency for items or money outside the server is prohibited. Games gained from the Steam case may be traded prior to being redeemed. 1.9 Impersonating staff. You're not allowed to impersonate any staff members on the server. This includes using names similar to those used by staff members within the community, or saying that you are a member of the staff team when you are not. If you wish to use a name similar to the staff member, you should first contact the lead team member for permission. 2.0 Character Rules. Rule 2.1 Names. Character or gang names may not be vulgar, offensive, or blasphemous. Gang names must be unique and visibly different to those of other gangs. 2.2 Random Deathmatch. This one's very, very common. In order to kill or harm another player, you require a valid roleplay reason to do so. Crossfire is not an excuse for killing people nearby, where you are raiding or shooting. This rule always applies unless another rule calls for a
User
exception.
in your channel timed out.
Who just timed out? Okay. Example of a valid reason to kill another player. The player enters a highly restricted area such as the bank vault or backup PD. The player kills an ally or friend of yours. The player attempts to steal or to destroy or steal your property. The player acts threatening towards you. Rule 2.3 New Life Rule. Do not return or interact with the district that you died in within 3 minutes of dying, unless otherwise specified by a different rule, or specified by a different rule. If you died in spawn district, you should leave the district promptly without any roleplay interaction. This means do not. So make sure that you're not spawn district and role playing of like, oh no, it's spawn district. It can't be NLR. It's still NLR if you're role playing in that district. Police jobs, but note this: police jobs are allowed to break NLR at the PD or when attempting to stop an active nuke or bank raid. Below these, we can find maps of all of our servers. You can click on these, and you will see that they are created by our very generous people, and that on server 2 there appears to be a man in the district number 10 on Rockford. So I would personally avoid that area because he looks very dangerous. I would not. I try to keep your distance from him. Server 1, very broad, and you'll know at server 3, it's very spaced out. Very spaced area. Going down. 2.4 Prop abuse. The use of a prop to harm, push, or serve is not allowed. Rule 2.5 Spawn areas. You're not allowed to obstruct spawn areas. This includes, but isn't limited to, building or parking vehicles in the way of spawn areas. Rule 2.6 Custom job titles. Using custom job titles does not void other rules in place on the server or enable you to break the rules assigned to your job. That means you can't name yourself a terrorist and mass RDM spawn with a rocket, alright? Example being setting a job. Oh, okay, well, there we go. So terrorist, you may not, blah, blah, blah. There you go, man. Your actions must not. Example being setting your job title terrorist. You may do as such, but it's not allowed to random deathmatch players on server. Your actions must be thoughtful and properly roleplayed. You may not set a custom job title to that of another job. That means you can't be a citizen, but also be a cop. 2.7 ZARP. This is a rule not so many people know about. If you are held at gunpoint and you're holding a gun first, you must follow demands given to you. You cannot equip the gun from your hotbar or inventory at this time. Melee weapons may be used to enact ZARP, but an armed opponent will be able to resist this regardless of the number of individuals armed with melee weapons. Do not do anything to risk your life while under ZARP. The side with the most armed people are in charge of a situation. This means a large amount of people may overpower a single armed person, even if that person already had a gun out. ZARP ends in the case of combat starting. You must use /me to conduct ZARP. For example, /me handcuffs the player's name, or /me locks vehicle door to prevent escape. Taking a hostage. When under ZARP, someone may be taken as a hostage, and must then comply until their ransom is paid. Someone breaks them out, or the hostage takers are killed. The police should try their best to rescue the player without putting the player at risk. The maximum amount of time someone may be held hostage is 5 minutes. A maximum ransom is 50K. You may only take a hostage in a place where you cannot be seen or is not visited by many people. You can also kidnap someone anywhere in the area if the area is empty. Kidnapping in the mines is not allowed. Mugging. When under ZARP, someone may be mugged. They cannot refuse this, and they have the money and cannot kill the mugger once the mug is over. The max amount that can be taken during this mug is 4K. You may not mug more than 3 times over the course of an hour. You may only mug in a place that you cannot be seen or is not visited by many people. You can also mug somewhere. You can also mug someone anywhere if the area is empty. Mugging in the mines is not allowed. Rule 2.8: Bribing. You're not allowed to bribe or pay players to come out of the job. That means you can go up to someone 10K if you go citizen. Not allowed. 2.9: Self-defense against police. You may only defend yourself against cops that you are actively trying to arrest or attack you whilst you're wanted. This includes cops that are following you around or extended amount of times. Rule 2.10: Entity bombing. You are not allowed to intentionally use entities as bombs or damage or destroy other entities or players. Section 3.0: Vehicle rules. 3.1a: CDM Server 1. You should actively avoid hitting players with your vehicle. This includes all areas of the map. 3.1b: CDM Server 2 and 3. You should actively avoid hitting players unless they are on the road. Rule 3.2: Carjacking. Players cannot carjack vehicles. Only unoccupied vehicles can be stolen. Rule 3.3: Vehicle collision. If you get damaged as a result of getting hit by a car, then you must warn the member using /me. For example, /me, watch where you're going, or you'll be killed next time. Rule 3.4: Boats. Players are not allowed to build boats in or on water. Rule 3.5a: Trailers, Server 1. Trailers are not allowed on Server 1. Rule 3.5b: Trailers, Server 2 and 3. Trailers are allowed on Server 2 and 3. Section 4.0: Building rules. This is a pretty big section, so let's get some food before we go into this one. Rule 4.1: Fading doors. You're allowed a maximum of 3 consecutive fading doors to access any part of your base. This does not include fading doors that are part of a printer safe. All fading doors require a button or keypad clearly visible and close to the fading door that can be used to activate them. Fading doors used to enter or exit your building should be operable from both sides of the fading door. Fading doors used on a printer safe must remain open permanently when activated. This does not apply to any other fading doors. Fading doors may not be stacked inside each other and shouldn't force a player to make a choice between a lockpick or a keypad cracker in order to operate the entire fading door. Rule 4.2: Button and keypads. Button keypads must be clearly visible and should not be used as decorations, but rather only be used for activation of your contraptions. Rule 4.3: Structure appearance. Built structures must not have any flickering effects or invisible props. Your structures may not have any blacked out rooms or areas. Only a single wall, a face of your structure may be completely backed out. Props may not have a lower transparency than 50. Structures should not obstruct vehicle passage on the roads. They may overlap with the road, so long as vehicle passage is possible without driving off-road. District bases, checkpoints, and toll gates are excluded from this part of the rule. Rule 4.4: Obstacles. Player-built obstacles that impede player movement are not allowed. This includes obstacles that slow the player, force the player to crouch, or force the player to jump. Players should not be forced to traverse over world props or difficult to traverse areas of the world they would not otherwise need to pass. This includes, but isn't exclusive, to forcing a player to jump or crouch between or through parts of the world or other strange places. No mazes may be built. Players should only be presented with one way to navigate prop defenses. Rule 4.5 Shooting windows. Shooting windows must not be vertically shallower than the lampshade prop. Next one. Ladders, ramps, and bridges. Ladders, ramps, or bridges must be wide enough for two players to stand side by side on them at once and cannot be facing doors. They must also be properly supported in a realistic way. Rule 4.7 Roof structures. Bases or structures may be built on a roof as long as they can be accessed either via the world or with a built ramp, ladder, or bridge, and follow all other rules. The roof must also not be further from the ground than a plate 1x1x8.mnl, placed vertically. The roof also cannot border to the edges of the map. 4.8 Street structures. Bases or structures may be built anywhere as long as they do not intrude on a property you do not own and follow all other rules. Rule 4.9 Floating structures. Structures must not be floating and should be aesthetically supported at the edges. Rule 4.10 Prop block. You may block unused areas and entrances of your structures or bases as long as there is at least one entrance and no entities are blocked. Rule 4.11 Entities. Do not store entities in accessible areas of the map. This includes storing entities inside world props. Entities placed outside the building must not be vertically further from the ground than a plate 1x8.mdl, placed vertically. This excludes areas that are accessible through an existing building, ladder, or staircase. Entities should not be used as building material. They should only be used for their intentional RP purpose, excluding metal detectors, which can be used freely as long as you do not break other building rules. Rule 4.12 Kill boxes. Kill boxes that expose a part of a player hitbox through the collision of a prop are not allowed. Rule 4.13 Elevators. Explosive weapons may not be fired up or down elevator shafts. This includes grenades. The usage of the force field to harm player inside an elevator is not allowed. Building or storing entities is also disallowed in the elevator shaft. Entities may not be stored in areas that are only accessible by elevator. Rule 4.14 Fake entrances. Structures may not allow to have any fake entrances. Rule 4.15 Purchasing/claiming properties and areas. You may only purchase multiple properties if you have enough people to occupy each property. There should be at least one person per property. The owner of a property is the person that owns the main door. When taking over a district, all buildings must be owned and have one person for each property. Districts with NPCs cannot be blocked, and players must have full access to NPCs and all of their surfaces. The players must also be able to leave after using the NPC. Rule 4.16 A building sign may be placed on a structure that is under active construction whilst the player is in the place. No entities may be stored or played in the structure or building. You may only place building signs on buildings or structures you own. Anything similar to the world building will be counted as a building sign. Creating fake signs still counts. Building signs should be clearly visible. 4.17 Police departments. Only government employees may build in police departments. These are police, SAS, SWAT, prison guard, and mayor. No illegal entities may be stored inside a police department. This rule includes all jail areas. Rule 4.18 No building or on top of hospital buildings is allowed. Rule 4.19 Metal detectors. Any structure may contain metal detectors as long as they're not used to block entrances or used as building materials. Spamming metal detectors by walking through them is not allowed. Rule 4.20 Police checkpoints. Police, SWAT, or SAS may conduct checkpoints, but these must be manned by 2 people at a time. Vehicle or players may only be held for a maximum of 2 minutes. 4.21 Text screens. Text screens must not have flickering effects, invisible, or anything difficult to the eye. You are not allowed to place them on anyone's house or another player's shop area. Text screens can not contain anything that is offensive or breaks terms of use, or TOU. 4.2. Cameras. You're not allowed to place your camera down multiple times in a row. You need to choose a spot for it in your base and leave it placed while you remain basing. This does not include when you're building. Rule 4.23. RP houses. An RP house sign may be placed to designate an RP house. These may not contain any non-prop entities other than cars, metal detectors, shop entities, cameras, or donation boxes. You may only place RP houses signs on buildings or structures you own. Anything similar to RP house will be counted as an RP house sign. Creating fake signs still counts. RP house signs should be clearly visible. Rule 4.24. No storing entities or basing underwater. Rule 4.25. KO signs. KO signs are not allowed to specify specific jobs that will or will not be KOS. 4.26a. Restricted building server 2. You may not build in or on top of a car dealership. The first floor of the spawn building cannot be built in other than the courtroom. If you're a police, SES, mayor, or SWAT, anyone may build on the second floor of the spawn building. Rule 4.26b. Restricted building server 3. No building in the first floor of the Nexus. Give me a moment. Let me, some water. Yes, I was sipping on water. Really nice. I am back. We shall continue. Rule 5.0. Rating rules. 5.1. Raid time do not raid the same base more than once within 10 minutes. The raid does not end and may continue if you were revived by a server item such as defibrillator or tactical insertion. Active nuke launches, active bank vault raids, and police department raids are exempt to this rule. Rule 5.2. Finish. You should leave as soon as possible. Once you're done raiding, you're not allowed to wait in a base for plants to finish growing. The same applies to drugs being made. Rule 5.3. Special weapons. If special weapons are used on props or a base, an attempt must be made to access and raid the area. Rule 5.4. Building and RP house signs. If someone has a building or RP house sign, they cannot be raided. If you think they have entities in their building, report it to a staff member. Rule 5.5. Shops. Do not raid shops unless they have another door, fading door, other than their main entrance, or have raidable entities in their shop. Rule 5.6. Building. Buildings or rebuilding during a raid is not allowed. Any repairs must be done once the raid has ended. A single prop may be placed during a raid in order to block a camera, but this should be removed once the raid has ended. Rule section 6.0. Bank vault rules. 6.1. Any job may also raid and build in the bank. 6.2. No entrances to the bank vault may be blocked. It must be possible to enter through all entrances to the vault. 6.3. Only health and armor charges or weapons may be stored in the bank vault. No other entities on server 2. On server 2, this applies to the entire bank. 6.4. No fading doors may be used in the bank vault. 6.5. Once the raid is active, the countdown is going. Once the raid is active and the countdown is going, no building is allowed in the bank vault until the raid either fails or succeeds and all raids are over. Rule section 7.0. Active nuke launch rules. Any job that's allowed to raid may also raid the nuke. 7.2. It is also allowed to prop block. It is not allowed to prop block the nuke. Rule 7.3. Once a nuke countdown is active, no building is allowed in the base that stores the nuke until the launch has either failed or succeeded and all raids are over. Rule section 8.0. Minor rules. 8.1. Only miners can build in the mines. 8.2. The usage of fading doors in the mines is not allowed. Rule 8.3. Do not build in the entrance to the mines. Rule 8.4. Do not build in top. Do not build in top of players. I'm reporting that. Do not build on top of players or their structures in the mine. If someone has a built structure, it must be removed before yours can be placed. 8.5. Structures built for the mines may not cover any nearby roads at all. You're not allowed Rule 8.6. You're not allowed to block or build directly around the mining entities. The closest prop should be 3 body lengths away. This means that 3 people should be able to stand in any direction from mining entities without being stopped by props. Example image. You can click on this image right here and you'll see that it'll show you what you can and cannot do. Now, rule section 9.0. This is another job rules. Before we enter this, let me get one more drink of water because this is going to be a long one. Trust me. Well, that's not good. Let's hope they follow the nuke rules. Alright. Let's hope that guy followed the nuking rules. Alright, here we go. This is a very long one, everyone. Rule section 9.0. These are the job rules. 9.1. Job abuse. You may not switch jobs in order to instantly claim a hit. You also can't switch from a job that can't raid to a job that can raid in order to raid the base you are currently in. Now, I mean, you're DDD inside a base, drug dealer, and you automatically switch to gangster and just destroy all the stuff. This is known as job abuse. Rule 9.2. Weapon usage. All jobs that can use all types of weapons unless stated otherwise, such as for the mutant job. Alright, everybody. Citizen. Rating / mug. No. Print. Yes. Citizen is a job that allows for general roleplay. You can give yourself a roleplay job within reason, but it shouldn't be criminal. Gun / heavy weapon dealer. Raid / mug. No. Print. Yes. You must own a shop. No spawning printers until you set up your shop. The shop should be a part of where you are basing unless it is an outdoor stall. You cannot live with criminals. You can, however, visit them to sell them weapons. Medic. Raid / mug. No. Print. Yes. Medics shouldn't run some form of hospital or other medical related roleplay aspect. They can be hired by anyone to accompany and heal them on raids, etc. Shop owner. Raid / mug. No. Print. Yes. You need a shop / checkout. Do this before basing. You should use a shop location if possible. Priest. Raid / mug. No. Print. Yes. The priest is generally a good citizen. He can be corrupt though, and brainwash people to go against secular laws. No role playing with distasteful marks such as the swastika, regardless of context. Furniture salesman. Raid / mug. No. Print. Yes. You can own a shop. You can sell furniture, but don't mess around with it. Example of fizz gunning it into the sky. Banker. Raid / mug. No. Print. Yes. The banker is there to store printers. You must own a bank. You can be raided, but not by police. Police should unwanted you for defending the bank and assist you when you're being raided. If you're about to remove your bank for whatever reason, give those you have store printers with 10 minutes notice. If they don't collect their printers after 10 minutes, destroy them and move on with your life. Hotel owner. Ray/mug. No. Print. Yes. The hotel owner can accommodate people for a price by taking over a hotel building. Defend your residence. Don't let unwanted people in. They can also open a real estate shop, but should actively do this and not run a hotel at the same time. They should only own 2 other properties, including the shop, to avoid buying the whole map. Radio manager. Ray/mug. No. Print. No. You are there to simply play or perform music, and music only. You can only play music in a vehicle as long as you keep moving around the map. Just don't stop or loiter an area to troll someone. You are also allowed to play music in a building. You can be told to move further in your building by the police if people complain. And if you refuse, you can be arrested. No playing music on the street without a stand/stage. Miner/crafter. Ray/mug. No. Print. Yes. Should only base with other people from the middle class group. You can build a base in the mining area, but it must abide all mining rules and base rules. Rules 4.0 and 8.0. Police, SAS, SWAT, SWAT sniper, and SWAT leader. These jobs are here to keep the streets free of crime. This means you cannot be corrupt. There should always be an attempt to arrest a suspect, unless the suspect is resisting arrest or engaging in combat or raiding. Raid/mug. Raid, but not mug. Print, no. These jobs are only here to keep the streets free of crime. They don't have to ask people why people are wanted. You can complete weapon check as long as you roleplay. Example, me subjects to random weapon check. Do not move or you'll be arrested. They may only arrest wanted people or who break city law. Obey the mayor, police chief, and SWAT leader. You may only taser people for a maximum of 10 seconds. After that, either let them go or arrest them. Carrying a gun in your hotbar is illegal and warrants an arrest, excluding pistols and gang weapons. Carrying a gun in your hands is illegal and warrants an arrest, including gang guns, but including pistols. Building, server 1, only in the police department. Server 2, only in the police department and courtroom/mayor office. Server 3, only in the jail. All servers, anywhere when creating a police checkpoint. Give me one moment.
User was moved to your channel.
Hello, Annie. There should always be an attempt to arrest a suspect unless the suspect is resisting arrest, engaging in combat, or raiding. Prison guard, Ray/mug. No.
No, so it's going to report me for
No.
doing my job.
Can make a checkpoint, but only in the PD district. Can only build in the police station and courtroom. Guard, Ray/mug. Can accompany if was their employer. Print, yes. You are there to guard an establishment or person, including the mayor. You may own any weapon. Police should unwanted you. That should be unwant you if you are defending your employer / establishment, as long as they are working for a legal establishment or / player. You can't have your own base, but you can be a part of your boss's base. Mayor, Ray/mug. No. Print, no. You are a valuable person. You set laws and taxes, etc. You therefore value your life. Stay safe. No favoritism within laws. Laws may also not break the rules. Laws cannot contradict the default laws or legalize things that are part of the auto-wanted system. You're not allowed to make a law about jaywalking. Gangster, Ray/mug. Yes. Print, yes. Godfather, Ray/mug. Yes. Print, yes. Thieves, Ray/mug. Can raid, can mug. Print, yes. should not camp and should actively raid. Can be employed to steal, raid locksmiths, but if police hear them, here especially the transaction in place, both parties are guilty and can be arrested. Hitman, raid slash mug, can raid if the people inside have a bounty. Can't mug. Print, yes. No taking private hits. They must be done through the system slash hit. You can base with criminals. You are not allowed to kill anyone, anywhere with a hit on their head. Black market dealer. Excuse me? What about Hinkle's Ban Appeal? Black market dealer. Raid slash mug. No. Print, yes. Can base and supply criminals. Can own a shop if they want to. Drug dealer. Raid slash mug. No. Print, yes. Can base with and supply criminals. Can roleplay as a bartender and sell alcohol slash vodka without being arrested. They should tell police to unwant them. Now, what were you saying, Annie? Annie? You said something. And she did. Okay. Hobo. Raid slash mug. What about shoot you king? Hobo. Raid slash mug. Can raid. Can mug. Print. Can print. Can build anywhere except inside, but props. Can build anywhere except inside, but props on road should still allow all vehicles to get past. Can build a toll gate, but police can arrest for this illegal practice. If arrested, the hobo must remove it for the duration of the arrest. The toll gate should be open if you go AFK or leave the booth. Can't own doors. Can't use keypads slash fading doors. Must do a slash me. Threaten hobos or something similar to them to stop throwing bug bait before shooting them. If they throw bug bait at your property, including your vehicle, you can shoot them immediately. Mutants and hobo are at war and can kill each other anywhere on the map. Don't spawn camp. Mutant, raid slash mug, can raid underground bases. No mugging. Print, no. Can build outdoors slash above ground. Can use keypads. Can only use melee weapons. NLR does not apply to the warehouse and PD district, but still applies to all other districts. Mutants shouldn't kill each other. Mutants and hobo are at war and can kill each other anywhere on the map. Don't spawn camp. Mutants cannot wear any outfits or suits. Mutants can not kill in government buildings. Mutants cannot kill anyone in the mines. Server 1, downtown C. I'm going to be contacting that motherfucker EMP to take the letter C out. Mutants. Mutants KOS people who attack them first, or anyone who is in the warehouse district. Mutant spawn, tunnel or PD district, not including the PD building or mining area. These zones stop as soon as the tunnel begins. Mutants can be KOS anywhere except their spawning tunnels, unless they attack you first in the tunnels. Server 2, Rockford. Mutants can be KOS anywhere except for their spawn tunnels, unless they attack you first under the bridge. Their spawn. Mutants KOS people who attack them first, or anyone who is in the river district. The long road at the river runs adjacent. Server 3, Evo City. Mutants can be KOS anywhere except for their spawn. Unless they attack you first in the tree line of the abandoned town district, their spawn. Mutants KOS people who attack them first, or anyone who is in the abandoned town district. Insert. What? Mutants can only base in the abandoned town district. Let me do one more thing. I'm moving them inside of here.
User was
Alright,
moved to
Corky,
your
I'm going to ask you
channel.
not to talk for the current amount of time because I'm reading the rules right now. Scamming rules have been significantly changed. Please read carefully. 10.0 Scamming. Correct. Okay, boys, here we go. Special Xmas rules. Rule A1. Throwing snowballs is illegal and not punishable by staff. A2. If someone is throwing snowballs, do /me. Stop throwing snowballs at me or I will shoot. He go. B1. No building around the Xmas tree. There must be a clear path around the whole tree. Rule B2. No building on top of the tree. How the fuck we get on top of the tree? Answer for 1, I don't know. Rule C. Police plus SWAT cannot wear the Santa suit while on duty. Rule D. Christmas Lounge. It is a RP house. You are not allowed to use weapons inside or try to claim hits inside. You cannot build outside the Christmas Lounge and block it off. Those are the rules for ZARP Gaming, SSRP. We have a nice day. Goodbye.